folks, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever USA. We're currently extremely zoomed in at Clay Cross, which is the last passenger route that we put together, and coming into the station right now is a relatively new acquisition. Let's move around a little and go have a look. Yes, so this is I can't even remember what the hell kind of train this is. You see, a professional would have decided in advance that he knew what sort of train this is. But this is basically the be-all and end-all of passenger trains in the USA DLC. And I've upgraded the Clay Cross line in both directions to be using these bad boys. The astute amongst you, well, not even astute, I think the observant amongst you will have observed that we are in 2039, which means I've played through probably about 30 years since you last joined this adventure, and you're going to go, well, what was that in aid of? Quite simply, I wanted to make goods work, and I figured it out. I've played 100 hours of this game, and I finally figured out how to make goods work by rail, and it was something very obvious that I wasn't doing earlier, and as such, I'm going to walk you through it. Yes, indeed, you can figure out how to make goods work along with me. So, the reason that I'm at Clay Cross, apart from the, swanky new train we just had coming in, is because this is a town that I really need to grow. So, if we look at our town population right now, bring it up, here we go, top of the tree. So Maryport, Loftus, yes, as you would expect. Clay Cross in the middle somewhere, and that's largely been fueled by the fact that it's been receiving a decent amount of passengers since the get-go, and we have a small amount of goods trickling in. So we've got 8 coming in here at the moment, helping to fuel a little bit more growth in the town, but that's not going to do it. A couple of episodes back I posed the question of how do you get 1,500 people into a town? How do you get, 5,000 population in a town? And the simple answer to that question is more goods, better delivered. So that's what we're going to do. Today we're going to build another goods line. Yeah, I know, pretty thrilling stuff. So confident am I in the ability I now have to understand how goods work that we're going to do some. So first things first, I want to just stick a quick bridge in there. We will need it later. Smashing. So Clay Cross has got plenty of room to expand. I've already built some infrastructure for it to do so. But we also want to get Deal building up as well. Now these two are critical because the Clay Cross 8 and its reverse, they both stop here at twice on each route, which means that it's getting a heck of a lot of train services come through, and right now they're basically costing me money because we're not getting enough passengers to make that viable. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick this steel mill here into high gear. Now, we've never used this steel mill before, so it should be sat with a limit of 25. Now, in order for these to become profitable, you need that limit to crank up. If we find one that's established, what are you? You're a lumber. Where are you taking that lumber to? Over here, maybe? Yes, here we go. So this lumber has been going here for a little while, and its limit's up to 100. And basically what that means is it's now kicking out, it's currently kicking out 69 items per year, more or less, and it says try and ship more goods. And so you put more trucks on, you're going to go, but actually that's not working because those trucks are leaving half empty. Yes, they are, and that's important for reasons that will become clear. So first off, let's get this thing built, and I'll show you why I know that this is a thing. This is a tried, tested, proven method to making goods actually pay off. So we've got an iron ore mine here. We've got another one there if I wanted to use that, and we've got coal coming from up there. Now, all being well, we'll be able to tap those in order to get this line working. I might have to build a fresh bit of road, but that's not too big a deal. But yeah, basically I've played through 30 years in order to kind of prove this out, and all being well, somewhere like that would probably do the trick. And then if I plonk the station at the end of it... no, that's a bus stop. That's not what you want. There you go. Right. Keep talking. Right. So, look, here we go. So there's our station coming in. We're going to run pretty much the same format as we did in the last episode, where each resource gets its own line. And we want this. But I'll explain to you as we go why this is actually an effective method. Ooh, we can't actually get to the surface. That's interesting. Maybe I have to go to this one that's a little further away. Now you see, could have, and indeed should have planned this route out beforehand. Okay, I can get to that one. The fact that it's a little bit further away, minor downside. Minor downside. So let's pull this out here just a touch so that we can get a station on the end of it. But the fact that that I've now, figured out finally how to make goods work has made me extremely tempted to go and start a fresh playthrough, and maybe I'll do that. No, you'll be okay because you're going underground, so that should just be fabulous. Okay, good. Right, we'll take that. No, we won't. No, we won't take that. But why won't we take that? Well, because I need it to be able to... Ooh, this is going to be more difficult than I thought. I don't want you to go underground, okay? Not just yet. The reason I don't want it to go underground is I need a merger point for the two tracks to get into the station. I could run... I could put a double station in there, but that's... I mean, it's excessive. So, right, we'll do it like this, and hopefully the game will allow it. There we go. Excellent. Right, I mean, the speed of that curve, the grade of that curve, really doesn't actually matter. It's all about just getting it through there. The fact that we've got a slightly wonky bit of track at the end of it just makes it more human, makes it more beautiful. Right, so I want one of these here. Now you see, I'm not convinced this is going to work. This might be an expensive do-over coming up. Not quite. I'm very used to just being able to press B to bring up the bulldozer. That's cities for you. Playing City Skylines teaches you how to access your bulldozer in a hurry. Right. Now, I need you. You are merged together. That's good. But the problem I'm now going to have is the tunnel entrance is going to collide. Oh, what a pain in the backside. I need some fresh thinking here. What's the fresh thinking that I've got? I'm quite happy with that first tunnel. I think we have to delete the station. I think we're going to have to go double track station. Let's get rid of that as well. Alright, false start. If I had any sense, I'd restart the video again, but I allow you to learn from my ineptitude. It's one of the reasons you turn up, right? Terrific. That track is now in the wrong place. We might have to delete the tunnel. But hey, I've got so much money I can afford to make all the mistakes in the world and then some. Yeah, right, okay. Let's go. Let's try that again, shall we? Right, I've left enough space for you to rehook. In fact, I'm going to smooth that out because when you after laying track down, you can't always get at every lump in the ground that you have caused. So let's smooth that out so we're not just left with a crater that we can't do anything about. Right, there we go. Right, pretend that bit didn't happen. Okay, right. So we're going again. I'm not convinced this is going to work any better, but hey. You've got to give it a go. Right, and you bosh onto there like that. Now, is that going to leave me enough space to move this to the side so that I can get a second tunnel up there? I'm not feeling it. I don't think you are either. Well, let's have a look. Let's try it. In fact, let's get our station up on this coal mine. And once again, we're here with another episode of This Was Supposed to Be Easy. Right, give me a this'll do. No. Let's use Country Road. Not upgrade. There we are. That'll do it. All right, plonk that about here. Marvellous. Give me a station. Only need one platform here because we've only got one train coming in. What do we like? We like there, I think. Okay, right. So we need to run. Yeah, I mean, it's almost a straight shot, which is not actually that helpful. It'd be useful if it was over on the left a little. Oh, hold on. This might work. This might work. We can have an aggressive curve at the end. And we're going to need it because otherwise... Right, there we go. Let's see, where are we colliding? It's colliding because it doesn't want us going... Oh, it doesn't want us going through the middle of there. Really? There's a surprise. Okay, well, we don't want to go through the middle of there either, so... How about we go as far as, like, here? Now, this one might end up not... I mean, look at this craggy nonsense. I'll fix it in a minute. Yeah, this might not work as well as the one that I've already built because the distance between the two different resources coming in is actually quite significant. So I might have to do some yuck. Don't like that much. Some thinking. Oh, there's a bloody vehicle in the way. Right, well, get out of the way. Go on, clear off. I'm going to make you an exciting bridge to go over. Right. Mental note, remember to rebuild it. Alright, let's smash through here. We're going to have to go over the top of that one. So maybe... Yeah, let's pull it back a little. It may be that I have to go Bridgewood. Alright, that's good. Can we go any further? I don't need to extend any further up. Let's go as far as here. And then with a bit of luck, we'll just get over that. Keep it flat. Come on, give me an angle. And don't get me wrong, I can move the road. There shouldn't be a bridge pillar collision there. And I admit, I am starting to build a little like the AI does in Sid Meier's Railroads. I imagine many, if not all of you, are familiar with that particular game. If you're not, basically the AI in the original version of the game would build just nuts roads, roads that made no sense whatsoever. Rail that made no sense in the slightest. They would build, effectively, curvy pieces of track that just looked unrealistic and horrible. That was subsequently fixed in a patch, but certainly initially. Oh, dearie me! Well, you're not going to get any road under there, are you? What are you going to do now, smart guy? Oh, we're going to go under it. Right, so if I go as far as there, and then we take it down like that. See, it just works. Excellent. Right, and we're going to do something similar here, except we're going to go over it. It would be nice if you would do me a straight line here, my friend. There we go. Out there. Beautiful. Right, good. Okay, let's just smooth operator out this some of this a little. I think we're going to need the tiddly brush for the details here. I know. Well, I mean, you know, we're approaching the end of this game. I think that, you know, that much is clear, and once we do so, we're going to. I was thinking of giving Train Fever a rest once I finish this series, but actually, I'm still really enjoying it. So I think I'll take what I've learned and see if we can't build some, you know, true metropolises. Metropoli? I think it might be Metropoli in another playthrough. I will start the discussion now. Do you want to see it in the US, or should we go back to Europe again? Post a comment. Let me know. All right, that'll do. Right, okay, so we've got... I did connect that up, didn't I? There we go. So, right, we've got our coal service up here, which now feeds down, goes over this, you know, incredibly deeply nested road rail interchange kind of deal. Comes down, drops off, terrific. And then we want, in the opposite direction, we want... and you better not collide, because... There we go. Good. Right, no collisions for you. Swing that round there. How are we feeling about that? That looks all right to me. Good. Right, so we've got this fairly ugly bit of cliff face here. I'm gonna, you know me, I can't leave it alone. I have to at least do a little bit of tidying up as we go. And while we're only, you know, we're not shipping passengers, so it doesn't need to be the most glamorous thing you've ever seen. We are shipping something. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's about as ugly as it gets. Good, right? Stuff it. We'll leave it. I'll look at this separately another time. No, I won't. I want to move on, but I can't. Yes, it is just slightly obsessive, but there you go. And even when I'm finished, it's still going to look pretty horrid. And there we have it. Okay, good. Right, so that's that. I'm going to upgrade the rail simply for more neatness here. I know, totally unnecessary given that trains are actually stopping at that point, but there you go. Right, so we'll be running coal and iron ore into the station here, right? And from there, we're going to cart it out by truck. And because we want our trucks to be working at an optimum kind of speed, we're going to give them some good high-speed road. And then we'll get them into town. If we take this forward, and then we'll take it out here as well. There we are. Marvellous. Right, where do I actually want to park up? I think we'll park here, because that gives them nice, easy access to the inside of the town. So we're going to stick ourselves a truck station here. Right, and over here we want a large truck station, and this is important. The large truck station is important to the success of this operation for reasons that will become clear. Right, I'm going to set this in motion, and then we'll move on to making this work in a slightly more convoluted fashion. So first things first, let's get the train stuff set up. Right, add station. Clay Cross branch up to here. Okay, good. Nothing could be simpler. Clay Cross ore. Okay, and then we'll add another one. I'm going to keep that up here just as a mental note of the lines that I've set up. Alright, this one's going to go... where are we? It's up here, isn't it? Is that it? Pretty sure that's it. Hollingford West, back down to here. Now, I am a little concerned about the difference in distance, but I think... No, actually, I don't think. I think that actually the speed of the train coming around here might be lower than the speed we get coming from the coal plant. But when it comes down to it, it should balance out. I really hope it balances out. Good. Right, so we've got those two routes set up, and then we'll set the truck route at the same time. No, let's get some trains going first. Now, the perfect place for a depot would be here, but there appears to be a road in the way. Not for long. This road will find another route momentarily. Right, so I need a little bit of track. I need it to go on both sides of the station. A bit like that. Those two can snap together. Thank you. Just a little bit further. Hook into here, please. There we go. Depot at the end. Excellent. Right. So let's buy trains. Right. What do we like the looks of? I think it's. I think we might as well go for the Dash 8, the best in class. Top speed 113, 105. Is there anything that goes faster? 200. So what are we looking at here? It's got tractive of 240, which is probably not going to be enough. That might do it. 1.4 a year versus 700 a year. Okay, right. Look, let's stick with the Dash 8 here, and then let's get some wagons on this thing. What do we got here? These are the best ones, aren't they? They are the top of the class. Right. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is what we're running out at our other goods area, and it's good enough. So let's put you on coal. And then let's buy another one. I already had the buy another one button up. There we go. Same again, please. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to set this one on to Claycross Ore. Right. Excellent. Now, initially, those aren't going to do an awful lot, but I'm going to get moving anyway. So here we go. Let's go warp speed just to move these out of my depot. Excellent, and indeed good times. You've both cleared correctly, yes? Jolly good. Right. So those are happily now motoring. So next thing you do is, obviously enough, is we want to get and in fact I advocate this as a system. Particularly if you're doing a steel run, is I need a depot here. No, road depot. Yeah, so particularly if you're doing a steel run, I recommend doing trains to bring raw goods and then goods themselves taken out in trucks. And the reason for this will become clear in mere moments. Right, okay, so another new line, please. And we're going to go from here at Claycross Central out here to the lower Claycross. So this is going to be Claycross Steel. Good. Now, what this is basically doing is it's setting up at this truck stop some demand, right? Not very much, but some. It's setting basically the demand that Claycross has for goods to be partly fulfilled by this this setup we've got going on here. Right, there you go. Start running. And once this beds in a little bit, what we'll see is we'll get iron and coal turning back up here. It takes a while. In fact, let's up the tempo so we can get this moving. It takes a while for the system to kind of recognise that that's what's happening. Now here we go. Look, there we go. This is the difference in timing that we're looking at. So that's our ore train departing. Now, where is the coal? Yeah, the difference in coal is going to be tricky. I might need to bring secondary coal in from somewhere else, but I'll think about that when the time comes. So, right, basically with this truck route that I just set up, we're telling this steel mill that there is demand coming from very nearby, at which point it kicks into life. So it now has a production of 1, which is rubbish. And what it's waiting for is it's going to wait for deliveries to come in. But because of the relationship that this now understands, so this steel mill understands with both the ore production facility here and the coal facility up here, it will start. Those two will now kick into life, and they will kick into life to match the production that's going on here. The relationship between the two is there, it's set, it's bonded. So as we deliver more goods out, basically this item here is basically going to demand from our steel mill all the goods that Claycross wants. And here's the thing, here's the bit that's important. The amount it demands is not enough to ramp up your steel mill particularly highly. It will ramp it up a little bit, certainly. You'll be able to start dribbling some resources in, but not enough to make a profit. And that's what I've always been doing wrong, is I've been trying to use one production facility to service one town. And the upshot has been that town didn't actually want as much as I could produce. So let's... actually, no, I want to keep these up for the moment. So there we go. We just delivered our first lump of coal. Now, that in itself is not going to produce any goods. But the fact that we've kicked some stuff into high gear up there has actually made a difference. I'm going to effectively fast forward here. Actually, I'm going to leave that up. Just there. And I'll show you one that's working. And the one that is working is the reason that we're now 30 years in the future, is the one we built last time, which is geographically lost over here. So here we go. So here's our ore train coming in. And as you can see, we got ore waiting. And quite a bit of it. So as he comes in, he's going to fill up. Going to fill up. Here we go. $75 of 108. And if we go and have a quick look over here, we're in September, so enough time has passed. These, where are we? Loftus Coal, Loftus Ore are both profitable. Loftus Ore, markedly profitable. Pretty remarkable. Where previously I have never been able to make a profit from goods, all of a sudden we're cashed up. And I'm going to show you why. So at the other end of the track here, you remember this from the last episode, we've got the merger. That's what I was trying to build just now, but it didn't work. Here is our truck stop, where they're picking up goods. They're supplying 2 towns. Nope, it's not supplying 2 towns. Each one of these 4 different platforms will take goods for a different route. So effectively, this station, this truck stop here, can supply 4 routes. And so that's exactly what I've got it doing. I have it supplying 4 separate towns. You will see as a few more kick out in a moment. So there we go. There you go, all 4. Right, slow it back down. So we've got Maryport, Loftus, Bishop Stortford and Eastwood are all receiving goods from this one place. The upshot is that this is, well, it's literally just upgraded. Its limit is now up to 400 and producing 193. And that production is tying into the ore and the coal mine to such an extent that it is now generating more ore and more coal. And therefore, everything is good. I'm making money from goods, ladies and gentlemen, and the world is sweet as a result. So basically, the trick to getting this to work, and this is not the only facility that is supplying Maryport, certainly. Maryport is also being supplied by somewhere else. So if you want a town to grow, supply it goods from a variety of different places. Exactly how many, I'm not entirely sure what the optimum is, but the trick is to be supplying multiple towns from one goods facility. And there you have it. That's what I have learned. It's working, it's making money, which means that I can now do that earlier in the game, which should lead to greater growth as the game progresses. And that's what we're all about. So there we go. A slightly extended episode today, but I think you'll agree that it was worth doing. Now, maybe if I'd cut the bit where I couldn't get things right to start with, we'd be at our normal length of time, but who's really counting? So thank you very much for watching. The fact that goods are now profitable is glorious. So what's coming up next? I'm going to do some more stuff with goods because, well, first off, that bit I just built, I need to supply other towns with that to make sure that that goes in the same way as this one. And then my task is to get these fellas here, speed dances, in place of all of the metro liners. Metro links, metro... That's not helpful. Metro liner. There you go. Metro liners. All those metro liners need replacing with speed but dances. And the bad news on that front is they cost an absolute bundle to run. And so these guys are only going to be profitable under that new regime once I actually build their cities up. Here we go. Hand in hand, goods and passengers working as one towards a glorious goal. So tune in for that. Once I've got that established, I will be setting up the individual rail companies as advertised repeatedly. What are we talking about here? So we could go one handling the Waltham Loop, one handling Loftus, you can forget Holsworthy, that's mine, and one handling Clay Cross. Call it if you want it. You know how it works. I will be honouring the people who volunteered previously. There you go, that'll do it. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Please subscribe if you've not done so already. I feel like we're approaching the end of this series. Maybe another 3, 4, 5 episodes to go. I don't know. It depends how exciting it gets. But stay tuned. There will be more. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Cheerio.
Listen.